Hello. Yeah, I haven't done a voiceover video in a very, very long time. But I'm here, and I did say in my channel intro that I would do movie reviews, and this is gonna be the second movie review that I'm doing. So it's gonna be on the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and yeah, in the background is gonna have Rosalina drawing time lapse. So yeah. So the movie itself was like the first half. I honestly, genuinely, it felt pretty good, but then over time, momentum just kept rushing. The pacing just became too fast, and it had such little time to breathe and actually give development towards the characters and the plot as a whole. So, like, say the plot itself is Rosalina got kidnapped by Bowser Jr., and Mario and everybody else going to rescue her. And also, I want to say this as well. Spoiler alert. A spoiler warning. I want to give you guys that. So I'm going to give it a few seconds. All right. So Peach and Toad, I guess Peach and Mario, they all went their separate ways until they finally came together a little bit around the second half of the movie. But Peach, for some, she felt like the main lead character in comparison to Mario and Luigi. And I don't know why. It felt like Mario himself was back. I'm going to talk about Mario a little bit here, but especially with her connection with Rosalina. Like in the video game, she's not actually Rosalina's sister. I mean, Rosalina herself is connected with Mario, but at the same time, it's just it's not really as, it's not in the same relations as it is in the movie. And also, a little nitpick, Toad had a little, I wouldn't call it drama per se, but he didn't really like Yoshi beforehand, and he was having that throughout the movie. It's like a little joke rather than an actual thing that was happening. I don't even think it actually resolved by the end of the movie, so there's that. So Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, and with Yoshi himself, there was almost no development with him. Like, he just showed up and instantly became fast friends with them. He never really, like at the beginning, he was showing that he was scared, but he immediately warmed up to them. Like it was so fast to the point where it's just like, this is not the same Yoshi that was scared in the pipe at the beginning of the video. I mean, at the beginning of the movie. And it was so weird, especially the way that it was showing how Yoshi, he was going through New York. It was a fun, like, I'll say this right now, the movie itself was fun, but the issue is that just because the movie was fun does not mean that it was a masterpiece. And yeah, Yoshi, he didn't really have any development. Mario himself also felt off, like he wasn't even the main character. Like I said, it felt like Peach was the main character and not Mario. It didn't feel like he was actually the main character. Matter of fact, I feel like Luigi had more characterization than he did. Also, I forgot to clarify, there is stuff Mario did in the movie. It was just cut off early and wasn't really fully developed. Like his and Peach's relationship, it was going somewhere, but it never actually developed anywhere else. And he didn't really have interactions with Rosalina except for at the very end, and it was only one scene really. And yeah, and it's like he did have a little spat with Bowser, like we've seen it in the trailers, but at the same time, it wasn't really much afterwards. He was just there at this point. He didn't really have much of a role in the movie, is basically what I'm saying. And even with Luigi, right, even though they have a good story plot point of like Luigi actually being scared, for some odd reason I don't know, it's like nothing else was there for him except for his interactions with Bowser. But I like Luigi. It was just that, like I said, he just didn't have much involvement, even though it seemed like he had more to do than Mario. So it is that, but overall though, the dynamic was pretty fun. It was. It's just, like, Yoshi felt more like a reference than an actual character himself. And I mean, they did a little reference of Yoshi's Island, and that felt very forced, and it felt like it shouldn't have been in the movie. It felt like a little fun thing, but at the same time, though, it wasn't really something that should have been in the movie. Bowser and Bowser Jr. I actually like this dynamic. Honestly, it was definitely fast for sure, but at the same time, though, I did like their chemistry. You know, it was definitely a good father and son moments here and there. It was just Bowser himself. He had a character development arc. He really did, that I actually really liked. I especially was shocked by how he actually stayed consistent when Mario punched him so he could become big. I thought he was going to actually have a fight with him and then lose, and then, you know, have to be stuck in the same place again. But no, he legitimately was actually trying to be their friend. And it was a little itty bitty parts here and there, but once the second half of the movie showed up or happened, it almost had 180 with him, where all of a sudden he immediately went bad and was literally about to kill Mario and Peach. His character arc and Junior, it could have been more explored. Maybe had some type of dynamic like they did in Sunshine, but like I say, it was still fun, especially with how Bowser Jr. was showing, like, having memories with Bowser, you know, reading him a bedtime story and all that jazz, and that would influence Bowser Jr. to go off on his journey and build everything right then and there, build all that stuff that was told from Bowser's story. And it was cool. It was definitely cool. I liked it. I did like it for sure. It felt, I would say it was very fast, but at the same time, though, it was fun. And here comes the controversial character, Fox McCloud and Rosalina. They both kind of have the same amount of screen time, in my honest opinion. It felt like, even though Rosalina, she was, you know, there sometime in the beginning, it's like she was used basically as a plot device rather than an actual character, which sucked. Like, she was a big character in the Galaxy series, and for some odd reason they didn't do much with her except for make her the battery to Bowser Jr.'s cannon. That was the weird part. And then, oh, Fox McCloud, he came from another universe, right? He set it in his flashback, a cool little flashback, mind you. And I gotta say this too about this movie: the animation and visuals are stunning, very well done. I'll say this right now, I'm not somebody that is familiar with Star Fox as a whole. The only time I know Star Fox is from Smash Bros. And
yeah, he did not really need to be in the movie.
He was just in there for reference. I mean, there's a whole bunch of references in this movie. That's one thing that this movie definitely has, is a lot of references. So overall, the movie felt like it was all over the place. Like, it had a base, but then they didn't go off it. They were just going from here to here to here to there and everywhere. Like, they wanted to add a whole bunch of things in this movie that they just could not add in there, because but they're not really something that makes me want to actually see the movie again. And plus, with the next Mario movie, I know they're going to make another one, because this movie is going to be another box office hit. But I want to know what references they're going to use for the next movie. I felt like they did too much, way too much. Even though I said I liked Bowser Jr. and Bowser's dynamic, at the same time, they weren't the big part of the movie, and as I thought they were. They had some moments here and there, but at the same time, there are moments. That's the main issue there. Same thing with Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. Yoshi should have had a much bigger role. Same thing with Mario, but for some odd reason, they just didn't. And yeah, it sucked, because this movie did not feel like a Super Mario Galaxy movie. It felt like it shouldn't have been called the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It should have been just Super Mario Bros. 2. That's it. I really did want to like this movie. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's just that it's all over the place. Yeah. I'll give this movie a 4 to 5 out of 10. if I want to be generous, I'm gonna give it a 6 then. But this movie itself was disappointing. It wasn't really paced well enough for me to call it good or even mid. Just felt too fast, and it was carried by its references. And the worst part is, I hear a lot of this argument about how it's a kids movie, and I'm just like, nah. I'll tell you this right now. You want to know what a kids movie is? The Incredibles. Another one, Lion King. Another one, WALL-E, Finding Nemo, Up. A whole bunch of these movies. Toy Story. You're telling me right now that these kids movies don't have some... I'm not going to try to go into rant, but anyways, yeah, this is my review for the movie, and I know I haven't uploaded, like I said, since 2020, I think. I don't know. It's 6 years ago, so it's crazy, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do more voiceover videos like this, and yeah, and also there's the Rosalina drawing, which it actually might be longer than her screen time in the movie. I'm reaching, but hey, yeah, that's it for this video. If you guys did like it, comment your opinion about it. I like to see it. Like I said, I like to see it. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or nights, and yeah, peace out.
Like, comment, and subscribe.